Hi, hello. This is Dr. Sidambi. I have a question from one of the viewers. We are talking about India and education, uh, maybe some unexpected entertainment choices. That's what the stuff that we are looking at today. It's talk about the trend that has been popping up. More and more educated Indians are getting into soft porn. So it's an interesting, and it makes you think, the more education means different kinds of entertainments? Not always, it seems like. Let's break it down, really. Why is this happening, and what's social norms and human behaviors in the whole education thing? So it is really challenges some of the ideas that we have. Education shakes us. We think more education equals like higher ground stuff, right? But that's not how it always plays out. Um, this there is a shifting trends, that you can see. How people view sexuality, that has been changing. It's a lot of this has been driven by the stuff we are all exposed to now, the global content, all that international media, especially online, is changing what's okay, what's not okay, especially for younger people, those who are super plugged in. And in India, we are seeing a real shift. People are talking about sex more openly. It's in the media, it's in conversations, it's all the strict views are loosening up a little bit. So there are actual studies on this. The Tata Institute has a study. They found that over 60% of younger adults in cities, they think that premarital sex is fine. So that's way up. That's way up. It's from just 10 years ago. That's a big jump. It's not just about attitudes changing. Our source also talks about escapism, soft porn being used for a release valve, de-stress, where things are so fast-paced and everyone is driving force exists. It's a global thing needing an escape, but the context, it really matters. We have societal pressure, demanding jobs, the constant need to achieve, and soft porn it gives a break from all this. The ways to disconnect from all these, a kind of coping mechanism, you may say, right? So it's the psychologists also talk about in India how in societies the changing really fast. People feel the clash between old values and the new freedoms. The inner conflicts is what the psychologist is talking about. There's a need to escape. So there's a whole other layer of psychology going on. But there's also this idea of curiosity. The educated people might be more likely to want to explore their sexuality. It does knowledge actually fuel desire? It's worth investigating more for sure. Uh, to, After all, education is all about pushing boundaries, questioning things, understanding yourselves. That includes sexuality. We become more aware of our different perspectives, different experiences, and it's natural to then get curious about our own desires. So, but I guess we just can't say that education equals liking soft porn. No, there's so much more to it. The tons of factors go into it. Individual choices are complex. It's about learning about different foods. Education might show you these amazing cuisines, but you still get to choose what you actually eat. You pick your own plate. So the whole rise of India's middle class, how does this play into this? The middle class is changing everything, social norms, the whole cultural landscapes. You got more money now, better access to technologies, different lifestyles. It all ties in. More money means more people can buy devices, get online, and that opens the door to all that online content, including soft porns, plus the urbanization, the cities, where people moving to cities, they see different ways of life, different values. Things loosen up a little bit. It becomes more, chaotic and explore your own desires. So all these things come together. It's a mix to create a perfect storm. It's complex of factors. Let's just go back to education for a second. There's a paradox. It's a paradox. It's a force for exploration, but also shapes our choices. It's a tricky one, right? How do we make sense of it? Education gives people knowledge, critical thinking skills that can help us understand ourselves better, including our sexuality. It's about having the tools to make informed choices, choices that fit your values. Values, doesn't matter what values that are. So you might know all about healthy eating, right? But that doesn't mean you always pick the salad. So sometimes you want this, a fatty food. It's all based on what you're making those choices. So the big takeaway from this one is that it's not just one thing causing another. It's social norms changing, the need to escape, curiosity about sex, the raising middle class, the mix. It's a mix. It shows, we just can't say education equals the specific outcomes. It's more about giving people the tools to navigate a complicated world, to make choices that makes sense to them, that resonates their values. So human psychology is complicated. As India keeps developing and globalizing, imagine how all this is going to change. The attitude towards sex will keep shifting. Will technology play a major role? And how education keep helping people make informed choices in this crazy world? It's a lot to think about, and it is something to ponder. And it's, as India changes, so will all these trends. So it's a dynamic landscape worth watching closely, worth exploring further. So my viewer, your question, why educated people are open to this soft pornography? I think I addressed this question. It's not education and liking soft porno. It's more, right? Education is giving you that choices, more of an understanding. So what you choose based on your value system is where I want to leave you with. All right? Thank you. Keep sending your questions. This was a very interesting topic for me to address. On that note, bye-bye.